We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas.
Hello, crafty friends. I sure hope you're having a fabulous day. My name is Robyn Pitts. Welcome back to the August edition of Christmas All Year Collab, hosted by Betty from Scrap Passion 01 and Markeisha from Sweet Papery Treasures. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to make this easy faux center step card. This card measures 5 by 7 inches, so you can mail it in a standard envelope. However, if you're going to be including thicker embellishments, I suggest you use either an envelope box or a gift box. This card makes a lovely presentation, and as you can see from the side view, it has lots of dimension, and on the back there's ample space to include a special message as well as a gift card. Now that I've given you an overview of this card, I'm going to grab my materials so that we can make this together.
To begin, you're going to need one piece of 110-pound cardstock that measures 7 inches by 9.5 inches. On the 9.5 inch side, you're going to score at 3 1/4, 6 1/2, and 8 inches. Now we need to fold and burnish. So we're going to fold back on the 3 1/4 inch mark, fold forward on the 6 1/2 inch mark, and then we're going to fold back on the 8 inch mark. And you want to make sure that you burnish each level well. Okay, and you should have a piece that looks like this. Let's set that to the side. Next, you'll need a piece of 110-pound cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 10 inches. On the 10-inch side, you're going to score at 5 inches, and you want to fold and burnish. So you should have a piece that looks like this. Next, you'll need a piece of cardstock that measures 4 by 4, and you're going to score at 1, 2, and 3. Now we need to fold and burnish. We're going to create a mountain fold for the first score line. At the second score line, you're going to create a valley and then a mountain on the third score line. And like you did for the other pieces, you want to make sure that you fold and burnish. This piece looks like a little W. We're going to be using this to hold the card together on the bottom. So we can set this aside. Next, you'll need another piece of cardstock that measures 4 1/4 by 3 inches. On the 3-inch side, you want to score at 1 1/2 inches, and you'll have a piece like this. This is going to be used to attach this front panel to the card base. Now that we have our pieces cut out, we can begin to add our matting layers. We're going to be working with this larger piece of paper first, and we're going to cover the center. You're going to need 2 pieces of colored cardstock. In this case, I'm using the blue sparkle paper, and that measures 6 3/4 by 3 inches. You'll need a decorative panel that measures 6 1/2 by 2 3/4. And that's going to go here. You'll need one piece of cardstock that measures 6 3/4 by 1 1/4, and then you'll need a piece of decorative cardstock that measures 6 1/2 by 1, and that's going to be glued down here. So let's go ahead and glue these 2 pieces on now. Now that we have the 2 pieces glued to the front, let's turn this around. And we're going to take another panel. Now this panel is the same size as this piece that we just glued on. So let's glue that on to the back now. Now that we have the back panel glued on, let's set this piece aside, and we're going to work with this center panel. And this piece measures 4 1/4 by 10 inches. And remember, we scored at 5 inches, so it should look like a little tent. And then you'll need another piece that measures 4 1/4 by 3 inches, and we scored along the 1.5 inch mark. So you should have a piece that looks just like this. We're going to take this center panel.
Add glue along this panel.
And you want to slide that just like so. Okay, so go ahead and do that now. Now you should have a piece that looks like this. So let's fold this out, and we're going to add our matting layers. You're going to need 2 pieces of colored cardstock that measures 4 inches by 4 3/4, and the decorative paper is 3 3/4 by 4.5 inches, and that's going to be right here. So go ahead and glue that on now. So we have this piece glued down. Let's turn it around, and the piece that has no ledge, we're going to glue down the same mats, and that's going to go right here. Also, you're going to need a piece of white cardstock that measures 3 inches by 3 1/4 inches. That's going to be your signature panel. Okay, and that's going to go right in the center. So glue that down now. So now we have all of our decorative paper on this center panel. Let's bring in the larger base, and we're going to take this piece that has a little flap, and we're going to set that in right in the center of the card. Okay, right in this area here. Now this little lip that we added should come up right just before the score line. If you notice that it comes above it, you can just simply trim off a little bit more here, so that when you have it aligned like this, you don't see any paper sticking up. So what we want to do is add glue right here, and we're going to glue it to the center right here. You don't need to glue this back piece down, just this front piece. So I will do that with you just to make sure there's no confusion. I'm going to hold my card up. I'm going to make sure that it's centered. And then I'm going to push this piece up and use my bone folder to make sure there's a nice strong adhesion. Now we have our center piece glued on. Let's squeeze the card together so that it's flat, and turn the card around, and you'll see that this panel fits perfectly on the back. So now we need to glue this back panel to this, and I would glue it from the bottom here up to maybe about 3 inches right here. Okay, you don't want to put too much glue because you don't want it to seep out from the top. If it helps, you can actually put a little pencil mark on the inside. Okay, so I know I can put glue right up to that little pencil mark. So let's go ahead and add glue here and then attach it to our back. So I'm putting glue here on this little panel. You notice I have the card folded flat, and then I'm going to lift this up and hold it into place and then burnish it. So now you have the back panel glued on. Let's fold the card in, and we're going to work on these 2 pieces here. Next, you want to grab this piece here. This is the piece that measures 4 by 4. We scored it at 1, 2, and 3, and it looks like a W. Okay, what we're going to do is we're going to glue this to the back, to this area right here in the back, so that the card won't slide out. Okay, so we're going to put glue on this tab, and we're going to attach it to the inside of the card right here. You want to make sure that it's centered, and then you want to glue the other tab right here to the back. Okay, so let's do this together. I'm going to put glue on this tab here. I'm going to center it, and again, it should be flushed to the bottom of the card. Give that a few seconds to hold. Okay, and then let's turn the card over, and we're going to put glue on this panel right here. Okay, we're going to tilt this in and fold it down, and it should automatically align into place. There you go, give that a few seconds to hold. Now we have our back hinge glued on. If you want, you could also include a hinge on the front panel if you don't like it just sitting out like that. I've created a smaller piece. So this measures 4 inches long, but it's 3 inches wide. And on the 3-inch side, I scored at 3/4 of an inch, 1.5 inch, and then 2.25 inch. I folded it like a W. Okay, and then we can glue this on the front panel just like we did for the back panel here.
So go ahead and you can glue that piece in on the bottom now.
So now we have that panel attached just like so, and when you sit the card up, you'll notice that there's much more control on this bottom panel here, and it sits straight up just like so. Okay, now the fun part, we can start decorating. I have cut out this little penguin angel. I think he is so cute. And the stamp that I used is called Christmas Blessings. I also used this Crafter's Companion Gemini die set. It's called Stitched Moroccan Tile. I thought this shape worked well for the stamp. Isn't it adorable? Now, I have this cardstock popped up on one layer of foam tape, and then I have another layer of foam tape in the back. So I'm going to put this here. Actually, let me put this down. I'm going to put this right here. And then I've cut out a variety of die cut pieces and embellishments. So I'm just going to lay them out and glue them on. I'm going to finish this card and then I'll come back for the final reveal. This is my final card, and I love the way this turned out. I really like the contrast of this ice blue glitter paper against the dark blue background. I have embellished it with these fun little pearl snowflakes, and all of the images that you see here I have fussy cut from the paper collection. On either side here I have these little ovals with Christmas trees, and then I fussy cut these cute little angels here on the bottom. I have them on various layers of foam tape and a beautiful wreath behind them. And then last but not least, we have this sentiment here that says Happy Holidays. Let me turn this to the side. Isn't that lovely? And this is the back. I've created a signature panel here. I've embellished it with these snowflakes, and then this piece I fussy cut from the paper collection.
Hopefully I've inspired you with new and creative ideas. If you like this video, please take a moment to give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Please be sure to join me tomorrow for the September episode of Christmas All Year Collab 2024. Thank you so much for joining me, and I look forward to seeing you soon. Bye for now, and happy crafting.